Hey there, guys, and welcome back to the Two Players Podcast, episode 69. We're going to be talking about the news games we've been playing recently, and then we're going to get into Life is Strange 2, episode 1. So, first piece of news is that PlayStation Experience will be skipping this year, and personally, just from like the news headline in and of itself, I was like, yeah, that's fine. PlayStation has literally been just showing off the games that they showed off during like E3 2016 or something like that. So like Spider-Man, God of War, all of those games. So, them taking a break this year, I don't mind because they probably have nothing, to be honest. So,
yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. Like, even E3, they just showed a bunch of things we already knew, like Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and Last of Us 2. We kind of knew that was all going to happen already, and they just made a whole E3 around it, and it wasn't really that great. So if they were going to do a PSX this year, probably just like, hey, he has more The Last of Us 2 and, Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding. Like, they don't have too much right now. So I think skipping this year was the right move. Or else, you would just have, like, nothing. It'd be kind of just a waste of money,
A waste of money, a waste of time. The only reason you would even, like, host this is for, like, people that would actually go to it, which is for a very small portion of your audience. So
yeah, I don't even know where PSX is. Is it here? I forgot. Is it in America?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in America. Probably like Los Angeles or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, them skipping this year, I'm completely fine with that.
Yep. So other news, the Venom director defends the PG-13 rating. So before I get into that, I don't know we're going to talk about Venom later, or you're going to talk about Venom.
I mean, I could talk about it right now, whatever.
You want to talk about it now?
Yeah,
okay,
okay. All right. So me and my brother saw Venom the day it came out, and I was like, this is going to be a shit show. Like, this movie's going to be terrible. And what audience have been saying, the audience score of it is surprisingly really high on Rotten Tomatoes. And then the critic score is obviously really low. So there's this huge gap between, what the audience liked about the movie and what critics didn't like. I wouldn't say I'm a critic. I would say I'm more of an audience member, but at the same time, I know what's a bad movie. And, like, this movie, it definitely could have benefited if it was R-rated, to be honest. Because, like, there's points in the movie where, like, you see someone die from, like, a gunshot, and, like, there's no blood. And then, like, Venom is just, like, killing these people. There's, like, no blood or, like, arms being ripped off. I'm like, man, they could have done some really cool stuff if, like, this was actually, like, R-rated. Because one point of the movie, spoilers, but one point of the movie, they say the reason why Eddie Brock doesn't encounter Spider-Man is because he's now in, like, San Francisco.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, so that's how they get away with Spider-Man not being in this movie. So, like, they kind of just, like, toss that away with, like, one line or whatever, and I'm just like, that's kind of weird. And then, like, the She-Venom moment, which was, like, a minute or something like that, like, that was, like, my biggest problem with the movie is how inconsistent the symbiote is. Because, like, when they first introduce it, it's like, look, we're going to test it on humans, and, it is going to, like, save humanity and all this other stuff, and then it ends up killing the guy. And then the super evil business guy's like, next one, or whatever. He's pretty much using these humans as, like, test subjects, obviously. Yeah. And, like, the symbiote is extremely selective on who it wants to kill and who it doesn't. So, like, when the She-Venom part happens, I'm like, it kind of makes sense. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of makes sense that why the Venom symbiote didn't kill her, because she is someone special to Eddie Brock. But, like, why is the Venom symbiote killing all these people? I guess it's because it eats them or something like that. I have no idea. Like there's so much with this movie that I'm just like, it's kind of like loose ends. Like, it's definitely like, if you just want to sit down and just watch, like, a really, like, dumb and silly movie, just watch Venom. And a lot of people will say that this movie feels like it was made in the 90s, but it came out today.
I was about to say that. Like, it seems like a superhero movie from, like, the late 90s and, like, early 2000s. It's like something I would expect from that era. Like, it just looks like it,
Yeah, like, definitely. And that's probably the best, like, comparison people have made about this movie. But yeah, like, when I first saw this, I was like, PG-13 can't be all that bad. It's so they could get more money out of it, because if they make it rated R, they're gonna restrict the younger audience. But now that I watched the movie, I'm like, yeah, it probably should have been rated R. But that's just because I've seen the movie. So, but Yeah, Venom like as a whole, and like they're definitely gonna make a sequel because like the end credit scene.
Yeah, it's Carnage or something,
Yeah, it's
right?
like
Yeah.
there's gonna be carnage, and I was like, they just had to like lay it out for me, huh?
If it even makes a sequel. I mean, I don't know how well it's doing.
It actually did
money-wise.
pretty well on the box office weekend, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a sequel. But like, what can you do after like, because like the final fight with this movie was obviously Venom versus Riot, and Riot was like a different symbiote that's like not as well known as like Carnage and Toxin and all those other ones. Mm-hmm. So what the hell are they gonna do with Carnage that'll make it different from this movie? So like that's definitely gonna be the most challenging thing when or if they even do a sequel, like if they even want to, which Sony probably does, you know. So
I just want Venom in the MCU, but that would never happen, so and that makes me sad.
Yeah, because like honestly, like a Tom Holland like symbiote like base story with Venom in it, like that would be really cool. And like with this movie, it's a standalone Venom movie, and the chemistry between Eddie Brock and the symbiote Venom was like really interesting and really cool to watch. But like the reason Venom, like at first he was like, we're going to, you know, take over the world and do all this, you know, bad stuff. And then the reason why he ends up not doing it and he sort of becomes the anti-hero because he's like, you know, I kind of like it here. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like the Venom symbiote actually says, you know, it's not too bad here. Like he says something along those lines and I'm like, oh my God, man. But obviously some people may argue like that's part of the charm of the movie. That's why they like it so much, you know? So
yeah, I heard it was just like it's bad but good. I don't know if you agree with that. Okay.
Some people will say that. Personally, maybe I need to do a second watch and just view it within those eyes. Just be like, this is gonna be a terrible movie, but I'm gonna try to enjoy myself as much as possible. Because when I first watched it, I was like, oh God, I'm trying to like take this serious, but like it's not working, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people that really enjoy this movie, it's because they were like, well, there's going to be a shit fest, so I'm going to just enjoy it for as is. It's sort of like people who still go to the movie theaters to watch the Fast and the Furious movies. Like, they know what they're getting into. So maybe I just need to watch it within those eyes, but I'll just wait for, like, the Blu-ray release or whatever. But
yeah, because I heard a lot of people had a better time when they just like, all right, I know this is going to suck, so I'm just going to watch it and have fun instead of taking it as a really serious movie because it's not, so yeah.
Definitely.
If I ever see it, I'll probably go see it like that. Like, just like, not a serious thing. It's just whatever.
Yeah. It like, definitely, like, when this movie goes on Blu-ray or, like, DVD or whatever, like, buy it when it's on sale or something. Invite your friends over and just, like, roast the shit out of the movie. Like, just make fun of it. Because I think that's really how this movie is best enjoyed, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like The Room or something like that. It's not really bad, but still, like even Spider-Man 3. Like Spider-Man 3 really isn't that good, but it's still really entertaining to watch. So I would say it's like the same thing like that. Like, you know, they're not great, but it's still fun.
But yeah, it's definitely a roller coaster of a movie so far.
Yeah. I mean, the reaction's pretty much what I expected though. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't expect much from it, but I was just like, God damn.
I just want a Venom in like a good Marvel movie.
But yeah, like they should have definitely made it like rated R, in my opinion. So
I think it would have worked as a rated R movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just what I think, especially as someone that has watched the movie. All right, so let's move on from there. We got something good in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the official season 2 official trailer 2. So yeah, it still looks great, fantastic.
It looks so good. They showed like even more Spider-Man. You know, we got Spider-Noir, Peter Porker, and like Lolly Spider. I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know who that Spider character is either, but it just looks like a comedy relief character, along with
apparently it is an actual Spider-Man. Some mech thing. Somewhere.
Definitely. I wouldn't be surprised because Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Spider-Verse and all.
Watching this just makes me want a Shattered Dimensions too, because like this is just Shattered Dimensions like as a movie, and it makes me really happy because I really like that game.
Yeah.
I also like Spider-Noir's new design with like the fedora and stuff. I think I prefer that design over the Shattered Dimensions design.
Yeah.
I don't really know which one is canon. So
like the Black Hood and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, movie definitely looks really cool. I like how they're like implementing the Kingpin a lot more into like the Spider-Man, stuff. I don't mind that.
he is a pretty important like villain because you know he is like the crime boss and stuff like that. You know, he's literally called the Kingpin, so like he is pretty important character there.
But
all right,
yeah.
So the Walking Dead, the final season of Walking Dead looks like it actually might be finished by Skybound Games. I think that's great news. I mean, I don't know what they made.
Skybound Games, they've been publishing the series so far, and I believe Skybound Games is owned by the original creator of The Walking Dead or something like that. So, yeah. Yes.
Long as
Skybound Entertainment, home of The Walking Dead and all this other stuff. So, yeah, they pretty much now have the rights to it, and they plan on getting the original team back together that are from Telltale, you know, ex-Telltale employees, and get them back to do this game. So, obviously, the entire Telltale situation is very touchy. You know, a lot of people will get very up in arms about how these employees didn't get severance pay. This shouldn't have happened in the first place, but it happened, sadly. And the fact that they're trying to get the original team back together is definitely a good and bad thing, because it's like, well, you lost your job doing this game. You want to come back temporarily, because they're 100% not going to keep these employees for all that long, right?
Yeah, no, they're going to like probably ditch them after this project is done. So yeah, I kind of get what you're saying that it's like, it just seems kind of like scummy. It's like, hey, well, y'all fired, but you're hired again because we got to finish this. I don't know. It just seems a little weird. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I mean, I'm happy that they're trying to finish the game because, you know, people obviously paid for the season pass and expected the whole game to be done and not just canceled. So, yeah. So, like, obviously, it's like they should wrap it up some way. But, you know, them trying to hire the ex-Telltale people, if they want to, that's, you know, all the power to them. But I totally understand if they don't want the job because it does feel a little scummy just to, like, fire them and then rehire them and stuff like that. You know, just like all this janking around is kind of like probably has to be really annoying.
Yeah. Even Robert Kirkman in this article, he said we can't lose Rick and Clem in the same year.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show's a mess.
Yeah. Currently, the season of The Walking Dead that's going on right now is Rick's final season because Andrew Lincoln, I believe, is his name. He's like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. So,
I don't blame him.
Yeah. Sinking ship, unfortunately.
It really is. You know,
okay.
It's a satire.
So speaking of coming back, Toys R Us supposedly is trying to make a comeback, which is really strange because they legit shut down all of their stores nationwide, and now they're like, hey, we're back.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, there's probably some weird capitalist thing happening here that I don't know. But it just seemed a little weird that we just kind of just close all their stores and then say, hey, but we're not actually dead, though.
Yeah.
It just seems really weird. I think a cool thing that they could do is just be an online retailer and just like kind of just sell toys like Amazon and maybe try to offer more competitive prices compared to Amazon. Like, you know, make them a little cheaper and stuff like that. But I don't think them opening new stores would really be the way to go since they like close most of them. So I'm not really sure what they could do.
Yeah, because, like, I'm definitely a nostalgia kid when it comes to Toys R Us and all, but goddamn, please don't. Oh, my God. Like, you guys closed your stores. You had thousands of employees that were out of a job, and now you're like, yeah, we're coming back. Like, they definitely have to rethink their strategy. Like, they can't just go back to what they were doing before, because I think I forget who said this to me, but they told me that like they saw it on like an internet post or whatever. It was like the main audience for Toys R Us is not kids; it's the goddamn parents, because kids can't drive and pay for the toys and all that stuff. So they have to appeal to the parents somehow again. So if I were them, for one thing, competitive prices. Price matching, like 100%. Yeah. They need to advertise that a lot more, and on top of that, just have normal prices like everyone else. Because like I said in previous podcast episodes, Toys R Us would be the most expensive place to get any toys, Legos especially. Like, they would just be overpriced for no reason when you could just go to Target, Walmart, even Amazon, and just buy them there. And when you do it on Amazon, you don't even get to leave your house. So you got to make the shopping experience a lot better for the parents. And yeah, I have no idea how they're gonna do that. Obviously the pricing and all that stuff is a must-have, I feel, and price matching and all that other good stuff. But the parents, I'm pretty sure some parents don't want to walk around with their kid and look at toys all the time. Maybe they'll have like, I don't know, maybe like a system where like a employee is like very kid friendly and like walk around with the kid or whatever. I have no idea.
It's like a problem with a lot of these stores is they don't really adapt too well. Like Amazon is kind of eating everyone, and they don't really know how to like solve that because they're really slow to react.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what they could do. Again, the only thing I could really think of is doing the price matching better and like just offering better deals or something. Like that's the only thing I could really see them doing. But I don't think reopening stores is like gonna save them. I didn't even know they were being saved. Like I thought they were over.
Yeah.
But
So I mean, they were acquired by its secured lenders. So I have no idea what that means. But I mean, obviously, I read this like press release and I was just like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if anyone really cares. Like I don't know. It's
because like obviously some people were like extremely sad over it. I mean, like I was like, "Damn, like that sucks," but I mean, they just didn't adapt, so it's kind of their fault. But now they're coming back, so they're definitely going to make a lot of improvements if they want to stay relevant in 2018.
It's just weird because they like closed like last year, and then they came up like this year and like, hey, we're back. Or was it this year? I don't even remember.
It was still this year, bro.
It was still this year.
Yeah.
Like you can't like just say reclose and then reopen in like 1 month or something. Like it's just so weird. I don't know. I don't really get it.
Yeah.
All right.
There's that.
Moving on. James Gunn is to write for Suicide Squad 2. So hopefully it can actually be good. But it also means that he switched sides. He's in DC now. Maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
I honestly think that he could write a good Suicide Squad since it's basically just Guardians of the Galaxy, but with like, not in space. Yeah. So if anyone can make Suicide Squad good, I think it's him.
Yeah. So
I think he combines like humor and action pretty well. So I think he could do this pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty excited for this. I read some articles or like some news headline articles at first that he was going to write and direct, but so far I've only seen him to write, so I don't know where those other news articles went. But either way, the writing's definitely going to be top notch now for this movie, so that's going to be great. But him switching sides was like the funniest thing on Twitter. It's like top 10 anime betrayals and all this other stuff. Yeah, so.
Hopefully he can make DC better. I honestly think this is a good thing. Like it's sad that he's not on Marvel anymore, but him going to DC could honestly help them.
Yeah, he literally can't go back to Marvel or Disney or anything like that because they don't want to deal with him for whatever reason. So Warner Brothers is like, hey, you want to work on Suicide Squad for us? And he's like, yeah, sure. Obviously that's work for him. So, and I think that this is more comfortable territory than doing something like, I don't know, something else that doesn't involve multiple personalities in a movie, I guess. So
yeah,
definitely very, very cool.
I honestly think it's a good fit for him, so hopefully that movie is good because the first one really wasn't.
So all right, so we're gonna dive into some of the games we have been playing recently. So I will start with you, Damian. I saw you playing Dragon Quest or something like that on PlayStation, so why don't you talk about that?
I have been playing Dragon Quest 11. It's like my next big game, and it is very good. I never really played a Dragon Quest game before, but basically they're just very traditional turn-based RPGs, and I heard a lot of good things about Dragon Quest 11, so I picked it up, and yeah, it's really good. I'm not too far. Actually, that's a lie. I'm like 20 hours in, but that really doesn't feel too far in these type of games. Like, I feel like I'm like, how am I like still like? I just feel so much. I'm like level 20. It's like a level an hour, and that's crazy. But I think the game is really good. It's very lighthearted. Like the graphics are amazing. Just seeing like because what's his face from Dragon Ball animated this. What's his name? Akira Toriyama.
Yep.
Yeah, he also animates and draws all the concept art and all that for Dragon Quest as well. So seeing all that and like nice animated, like even like I know Dragon Ball Fighters also like that's amazing looking, but this is just like on a whole nother level because it's just such a grand scale thing. So just seeing all his monsters and characters do stuff is just eye candy, dude. I love it. Again, I'm not too far in to really judge the story so far, but it is a lot more lighthearted than some like Final Fantasy or something like that, or Persona, where it's very edgy and stuff like that. It is a very lighthearted day. You're the chosen hero, do stuff and find stuff, and like that's about it. It's mostly just about like the characters and the story and characters and the gameplay and stuff like that. And I'll say if you're not a fan of traditional, like just pure traditional turn-based combat, you probably will hate this game. It doesn't really do anything new. It's very just you pick an attack or magic spell, buff or debuff, heal, and that's about it. It's not like Persona where you could like use a weakness on a monster and like down and do all-out attack, or it's not like Xenoblade where it has all this weird things like that. It's just very traditional turn-based. So if you're not a fan of that, this is probably not for you because it is very slow. But I am personally a fan of turn-based combat, so I just find it really fun to experiment with all the different abilities and stuff like that. But again, I'm not too far in. I can't really give my full impressions, but right now I am very pleased with it. And I might check out some of the other Dragon Quest games once I finish with this one. Other things I've been doing, Mega Man 11. I almost forgot. I literally just remembered right now I played this game. Mega Man 11, it came out like 2 weeks ago. It's really good.
Did you finish it? I heard it's pretty short.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours. All right, here's my biggest complaint. I'm going to give the negatives right away. The music really isn't that great. I really, like, the music is very forgettable, and I think I saw a lot of reviews that share the sentiment. Like, the music is not on par with the other Mega Man games, which is pretty disappointing. Because the music in past Mega Man games has been really great. But this one is really lacking. Another thing is the price point. It's like $30 and the game's like 4 hours long. Like I personally think you should wait for a sale. Even though I think this game is great and one of the best Mega Mans I have played, I think 30 is a bit much asking for like a 4 hour game that's like the side content really isn't that great either. Mm-hmm. Unless you like really want to play a new Mega Man game, I'll say probably wait until it goes to like sale for like $20 or something.
Yeah,
I think 20. Yeah, 20 is a good price point for this, but 30 seems a bit steep. But I think the game is great. Like the graphics, besides Mega Man's walking animation, I think the game looks great. I think all the enemies pop really nicely. The colors are like just really nice to look at. The particle effects are really nice, and when you shoot your Mega Buster, like the lighting is really nice. All the level designs are really good. All the stages had fun gimmicks and stuff like that, except the insta-kill wall in Torchman stage. That sucks. But they have these cool things where you could do like Mega Man X, where if you have like Tundra Man's weapon, you could freeze that ice wall and make that level way easier, which I thought was really cool. I always love it when Mega Man games that you do a Robot Master and then get his weapon and then basically just change the level of another Robot Master stage. I think that's really cool. But besides that, it's just a typical Mega Man game. You go through the 8 Robot Masters, go through the Wily stages, and that's it. So yeah, I think it's a great time. You also have your charge shot and slide back, which Mega Man's 9 and 10 did not have, which for some reason. So I'm really happy to see the slide and charge attack back. Also, the double gear system, which works really well. I ended up using it a lot. I heard some people say they forgot it exists. But I don't think you should. It does make the game a lot easier if you use your speed gear, which basically slows down time. There you go. It slows down time and makes obstacles a lot easier to dodge. The power gear seems pretty like not that great at first with your Mega Buster because you just like shoot 2 pellets and it really isn't that great. But when you use it combined with the special weapons, they become a lot better. So if you use like Tundra Man's weapons, basically like it becomes a screen nuke once you use your power gear on it, and it's really good. So a lot of weapons that may seem bad at first get really good with the power gear, so that's really nice. Speaking of special weapons, I think they're all great, considering you have power gear, so some that may seem lackluster become a lot better with it. But yeah, I think that's about it. I think the game is fantastic. If you're a Mega Man fan, you should just buy it, but if you're like, a little less of a fan and like, you might want to hold off for a sale because it is a bit pricey. But yeah, I think it's great. Also, it's pretty hard. So if you're not really good at Mega Man, yeah, you should really wait because it is a pretty hard game. Other things I've been playing, I actually been going back to playing Ratchet and Clank because I really felt like playing Ratchet and Clanks again for some reason.
Okay.
It's just like an urge I've been having for a really long time because I didn't know where my PS3 was, but I found it, so I just plugged it back in. I forgot how much of a jet engine that thing sounds like. That thing, because I have like, this is like the first PS3. This is like a 2007 PS3. Thing's like more than like 10 years old at this point. Like I'm surprised it even runs. But basically, I'm just going back and playing like every Ratchet and Clank game because I just feel like it, and platting them. So I platted Ratchet and Clank 1. I platted Ratchet and Clank 2 last night, and I'm playing through Ratchet and Clank 3 right now. And I could do those games like the back of my hand. Like the original trilogy, like I platted Ratchet and Clank 1 in 2 days, and Ratchet and Clank 2 took me like 3 days. So like I know those games pretty well. So yeah, I just been having a good time with that because those games are great. And I do plan on playing the Sly trilogy after I do my whole Ratchet thing. Because
right.
I know I've been neglecting Sly for so long. Like I always get up to Sly 2 in the middle and just stop for some reason. Like I did it like twice. So for real, after I do all these Ratchet and Clanks, I'm gonna finally finish the Sly series. I think I have 4. I'm even gonna play 4 because why not? So yeah, because October is kind of like a nothing month for me. Like I don't really, I'm not playing Red Dead, so I'm probably having a lot of time to just like I probably play Red Dead at some point, but not right now. And Pokemon is probably gonna be really short, and Smash is not until December, so I have a lot of free time to just finish up some old things and stuff like that. So yeah, I just been having a good time with that, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, I guess I'll start with League. Well, last time I said I was D3, now I'm D5. Unfortunate. I got it. Don't worry about it. I'll climb back up. It's all a matter of time. And
I feel like you always hit that wall, and then you just like go back.
Look, man, I swear to God, it's my teammates. I swear. Like obviously, sometimes I'm like, damn son, I'm like playing really bad, and then I stop. But then other times I'm like, damn, I'm playing pretty good, and then like my entire top side, like top jungle feeding, or like my AD's like brain dead or something like that. You know, it's something that usually goes wrong, which is unfortunate, but. Yeah, or like someone's auto-filled, and I hate that. So next season we'll fix that, hopefully.
It's like why I stopped playing League, even Overwatch, because Overwatch I could have like old gold medals as Pharah, and then the team just like doesn't want to push or whatever, and then you just lose, and like that feels bad. So
yeah, team minting, rip.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of Fortnite. The new season started a while ago, I know, but you know it still feels like Fortnite to me. I'm not really into it as much. But you know, it's still fun. Then the main game I've been playing a lot when we had some friends over, Super Mario Party. That game came out. I actually forgot it came out, so then I pre-ordered it Thursday night, and then I just picked it up Friday.
Nice,
so,
good job.
Played that for a while, like over the weekend or whatever. I haven't played some solo, just to, like get some footage of the 2v2 mode. But I did hopefully I did a full review that'll be out. But pretty much Super Mario Party is the first one on the Switch, and there's probably going to be another one. So with it being the first one, it obviously is in the infancy of a new Mario Party series. So there's a lot of problems with it, but even then it's still a fun game. Big flaws with it being that there's only 4 maps within the main Mario Party mode, and then on top of that they're pretty small. And then there's an item called the gold pipe, which pretty much it's 10 coins, and you warp right next to the star.
Okay, the 10 coins is not necessary.
Yeah, but on top of that, each star is now 10 coins.
What?
Yeah. So like on certain maps, you'll just like each player will have at least like 3 stars. So it's like insane on like how much the game will snowball.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, sometimes when the star moves, it'll move in front of the player that just got it. So it's I
heard some people say they have set patterns for when the stars spawn, but I'm not too sure.
I'm not entirely sure if it's like that, but it definitely feels like if you get the star first and you have enough and you have 10 coins remaining for the next star, you're 100% going to get that star unless someone gets a gold pipe to screw you over, you know?
Yeah.
So, but things that I really do like about this new Mario Party, first one, it's on the Switch. that's great. So if you're going to go on a road trip, or you're on the train or whatever, and you can just play with your friends real quick, 10 turns. It max is 20 turns now, because I'm pretty sure they realize that no one plays more than 20 turns unless they're actually crazy. And then the one thing I really love about this Mario Party is the special dice that each character has, because now there's an incentive to which character you pick. Because before it was like, I like Mario, so I'm gonna just pick Mario. Now it's like, I like Mario's dice, or I like to be a high risk, high reward kind of player, so I'm gonna pick Wario or Bowser. So.
My only concern with that is what happens if there can only be one Mario in a game, right? So let's say if you want to play Mario but someone else wants to play Mario, if you pick Mario first, that player can't pick Mario, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
You can't have multiple characters in one game?
Yeah, I believe you can't. So.
Okay, making sure. Because I'm that kind of makes it so you gotta know multiple characters and how you want to play, because you can't just rely on Mario. If someone takes Mario, you're kind of screwed if you don't know how the dice works with another character. So
it's still Mario Party, so
I know I'm thinking too much of strategy, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's what I love, is that it actually adds a little bit of strategy to Mario Party,
Yeah.
So that is definitely a very cool aspect. And then on top of that, all 4 of the boards, despite them being very small and there only being 4, they're actually really different and unique from each other. So that's what I really like about them, because one of the boards is literally just coin generation. When you land on a blue space, instead of it giving you I forget how much it usually gives you, 3 coins.
3?
Yeah.
3.
Now on that board it gives you 10. But the star doesn't move. The star is in one set location, and then on top of that, the star changes price depending on if a player lands on a certain space. So the star could be as low as 5, but could be as high as 20 coins. So
cool.
Obviously, it's Mario Party, so there is that random aspect. It's God damn it, bro, you screwed me. Now I gotta pay 20 coins per star. And then once someone acquires the star, it rotates to a different number, 5, 10, 15, or 20. So that's what I really like about the boards, is that they're very unique from each other, but there's just not that many of them. There's also other modes within this game, the 2v2 mode. I didn't get to try that with our friends, but I did get to try it by myself. It's pretty much Mario Party, but 2v2. It's literally just the same mode, but there's a lot more strategy to it, because since it's not, the whole boat or cart thing, you could actually move freely between one another. So, you could be all right, so I'm going to go and cover this side of the board, and then you cover the top side or whatever, because you want to go and make sure that you can get the stars and all this other stuff. Another thing about the game, not just the dice, it's also the allies. So they'll pretty much give you a extra dice. So let's say you get a Mario ally, and you're playing as Daisy. You get the regular dice, which is 1 through 6, along with Daisy's and Mario's die. So that adds a lot of strategy. And then on top of that, Mario rolls 1 or 2 as a add-on to your roll. So he'll pretty much give you more mobility, which is very, very nice. And then on certain minigames, which is something that I really don't like about the allies, because if one player has less allies or literally no allies, they pretty much lose that minigame. They actually assist you in certain minigames, but not all of them. It's very few and far between, I feel. So, but yeah, that definitely feels really rough.
How are the minigames? Are they good?
Yeah, they're actually pretty good. Some of them actually do require motion control, but they don't feel too terrible. There's actually a game mode in this game that's all motion control, and it's rhythm based. So rhythm based gameplay with motion controls is never a good idea. So there's that. And that mode is not exactly all that fun. I mean, I guess it's fun to joke around and make fun of each other for it, but it's not a mode that I'll go back to regularly. Right. And then there's the co-op mode. It's it's called River Survival. So you'll all be in a boat, and you have to raft your way to the end, and you only have a certain amount of time. You get more time by doing mini games, and all of the mini games are now team based or whatever. It's pretty much the family mode of Mario Party. You would play that mode with your parents, your aunts, your uncles, your your younger siblings. Like you wouldn't play that with, your friends, because like you want to play Mario Party and you want to screw each other over. So, but with that mode, I could definitely see that being as like a family friendly sort of like version of Mario Party for like the holidays or whatever. And I think those are like the main modes within the game, as far as I know. But yeah, overall, like Super Mario Party, like it's a good game. It's not worth $60, like definitely, just because of how bare bones it is. Because like if you just spend like a whole day of just playing Mario Party, you'll 100% get through all 4 of the boards. And if that's all you want to play, you should probably just like rent the game, or like borrow it or whatever. But you should definitely not buy it. I only bought it because I was like, I want another one. So I'm going to go and make sure that, Nintendo sees that this is making a sale. So, but.
So yeah, that's what I think. I think Super Mario Party 2 is going to be like a really good game. But this game kind of just seems to be setting the foundation back to what Mario Party was. Mm-hmm. So that's all I asked for, dude. Like just like a board with a dice and there you go. So hopefully Super Mario Party 2 will take that and just make it better. So we'll just gotta see. Pretty
sure that's what most people that have played Super Mario Party hope. Oh wait, there's actually like a couple of like, on how like the undocked mode you could like combine like 2 switches or whatever. Yeah. I didn't try that. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, it's probably extremely gimmicky, but who knows? It could be pretty fun. But other things other than games, I watched A Star Is Born today.
Okay.
That movie was really, really good. I'm not going to get into it because I literally went into it blind. I mean, I saw that trailer like 12 times over because I go to the movies a lot. But other than that like first initial trailer, I literally didn't know much about the movie. Other than it had Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. So that's pretty much it.
Oh, it's that one. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. And I'm pretty sure it surprised a lot of people because... like after like the 10th time of me seeing that trailer, I was like, God damn it, can this movie just come out already? But once it came out, it was actually really good. So, and then I actually caught up with Dragon Ball Super. So I'm not sure if I talked about last week. I mean, with the what's it called, the dub or whatever, because it's still going on Toonami. So yeah, I might have used some alleged links to catch up because some episodes are legit in the void. They're not on the Funimation app. They're not on Adult Swim. And I was like, well, let me just go on animekiss.com real quick. All right. Well, caught up. Got to go to Adult Swim now to, watch these ads and quote unquote support the show. So, but yeah, between Goku Black and the last tournament saga, there were a lot of filler episodes. Like there were a couple of episodes with Gohan being like the Great Saiyaman in like a Great Saiyaman movie, but he wasn't like the main actor at first. He was like the stunt double, I should say. But that was a fun arc. There was also another arc with Goku and Krillin training. I don't know how they made that work, but it worked. It was actually pretty entertaining, like most of Dragon Ball.
I heard the filler in Super was pretty good.
Like, considering. Like it's not Goku and Piccolo trying to learn how to drive,
Hey, that was great.
It's actual content here, I guess. But Dragon Ball Super, so Dragon Ball Super. Now we're getting into the Tournament of Power, I believe is what it's called. So it's going to be very interesting. I know Goku turns Ultra Instinct or whatever, but...
Yeah, dude. I don't watch Super. I should, though.
Yeah. But you've seen that, so...
Yeah, I've seen, like, everything, so...
Okay, so let's talk about Life is Strange 2, Episode 1. Full spoilers. If you haven't played it yet, don't listen to what we're about to say. So you are Hispanic, Damian.
Yeah.
To those that don't know. So what did you think about like the whole like beginning part of the game? Because I was like, God damn.
Okay, so I'm kind of mixed on this. One, I mean, it's cool. I guess cool is not the word, but I think it's good that they're tackling an issue like this. But I feel like it's kind of heavy-handed, where basically in the beginning, your brother gets caught up with the neighbor, and they like start having like a fight. So then you run up. You're both Hispanic in game, and this guy is white,
Yeah.
your neighbor. So then your character goes into a fight with him, and he knocks the white guy on the ground. And then obviously a cop, like, of course the cop is around the corner and say, "Hey, what's going on here?" And he has his gun drawn. And then his dad comes up, try to stop the cop, and he gets shot. So I'm like, okay, like I know this could happen in the real world, and I'm aware of that. But I feel like the way they're kind of doing it is a little like just sort of just like happen. Like I don't know. I feel like it's hard to say. Like it just feels heavy-handed. Like mostly when another character comes up and says, "I know we should have built that wall." I'm like, okay.
Oh
like,
my god, bro.
I'm like, okay, I get it. And look, I don't want to get political, but obviously I don't agree with a lot of things our president is saying, like at all. But I also think it kind of breaks your immersion from what's going on in game. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because I feel that it kind of breaks my immersion a bit. Where I'm like, okay, I get it. I feel like it should make it a little more subtle than just, hey, your dad got shot by a cop for no reason, or hey, this guy's referencing the wall and stuff like that. It just seems a little heavy-handed, but I do like what they're trying to do, though. But I think they're kind of going about it too in your face. You know?
Yeah, they're being very blunt about it.
Yeah,
which I do give them credit for being that ballsy to do this.
Yeah.
So, but when I was like, like after I explored the house, I did everything. I was like, yeah, told my dad the truth. I am going to buy booze and all this other stuff.
I didn't say that.
Oh, bro, you lied? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I got less money too, and that kind of hurt. So yeah.
I was like, look, bro, I'm gonna do that, all right? Because like the way I saw it was that dad was like very like in tune as to like what was going on. So I was like, he fucking knows. So whatever. And the whole beginning part, I was like, man, this is gonna be a great game. And then I was like, how are we gonna get to the part where it's just them two? I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I kind of do like how it does suddenly, like your life just suddenly changes, like in like
which is Life is Strange in a nutshell.
I thought that was really cool because 1 minute you're all worried about the Halloween party, and the next minute you're just running away because you don't know what to do. Like I think that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think my biggest issue with the game is sort of like taking me out of it with that whole basically just the Trump thing. And again, I like what they're doing, but I think it's kind of handled a little like too in your face.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like the beginning part with like the cop cams when like he said he needs backup, I was like, bro, what the fuck? This is just like two Hispanic kids and then a white boy. Like
wait, I thought that was when his brother started screaming and then like that weird psychic thing started coming out.
No.
Like,
I think he said he needed backup before he even exited the car.
Okay,
and like any of that happened. So I was like, what the hell, bro? This cop's insane. Like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, like after that point I was like, it kind of made sense. I was like, they're being very like, heavy-handed on like, this is the state of the country right now. That sort of thing. And we're definitely not political, you and I. So I was just like, well.
I feel things about it because I'm also Hispanic, and like it kind of it started like what they try to go for, and I totally get it, and I agree with everything they're saying. But again, I think it's just done a little heavy-handed, and that's all.
Mm-hmm. But when like he was running away, I'm not sure if you thought this, but I was like, wait, bro, why are you running? Like, because I'm like, dude, I want to see what would have happened if he stayed and how he would have explained it to the cops and like how the cops would have reacted and all that other stuff. So that's what I was thinking. But them being on the run was obviously like a much more like story driven experience. And obviously we wouldn't have a game if they weren't doing that. So
yeah, I mean that's sort of like a question like, oh, why doesn't this character do this in a movie and it would have been over in 2 seconds? Like that. They have to go through an epic journey and like discover themselves and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting how how in Life is Strange 1 it was very like high school drama and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This game kind of just threw it all away in like 2 seconds. I'm like, oh, that was an interesting thing because even at the end in the motel scene when your character throws his phone away, I'm like, oh, I guess that's it. I guess we just might not see those characters again.
I guess we're going to Mexico.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. Just the way this game is structured is that it's really showing that it doesn't want to retrace its same steps as Life is Strange 1 with the whole Chloe dynamic and the whole high school stuff. Yeah.
Especially since your little brother's the one with the power and you're not.
Yeah, I also find that pretty interesting because, you're not the one with the powers, it's your little brother. And that could be,
A good or bad thing.
Yeah, it could be interesting because you don't have control of it. He's going to be the one that makes the decisions, like the ones that when he gets to use his powers or not. So I thought that was pretty cool. In terms of the characters themselves, I really do like your main character. I'm forgetting the name. Was his name Sean? I think it was. I played it 2 weeks ago. I can't really remember.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure his name is Sean.
And his brother...
Daniel,
okay. Yeah, I do like their dynamic, to really... he could be a little jerk sometimes to his little brother, and sometimes the little brother could be a jerk to him, but they still love each other, that you could tell. So I really do like the dynamic. I'm glad he didn't... I mean, I guess you can make him a jerk to your little
personally,
brother.
I was like, wow, my character's a dickhead.
Oh, really? I feel like he could be nice sometimes. I feel like it's like...
sometimes he can be nice, but that's because I choose to be,
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I choose him to be nice because, I'm not going to be mean to him. Also, you could probably kill me. So, yeah, screw that. So, yeah, I think... I do like the dynamic between them. I think they're... I honestly like them more than Max and Chloe. Like, I like Max a lot as a character, but I didn't like Chloe at all for a really long time. So, because I thought she was just constantly just making Max's life just more difficult, and I just wasn't really into it until maybe the second to last episode. So I think with Daniel, I think he is a better companion in my opinion. What was your choice again for the final for the first game?
All right, so for this game, I messed up. So when it said, "Did you sacrifice Arcadia Bay?" I hit yes by accident. So so then when you have that moment with Brody, I believe that's his name, Arcadia Bay just wiped out.
Yeah, I heard. I know my Arcadia Bay was there, but I heard if it's there.
But it made sense because it kind of reflected what Sean was going through. He felt like his world was falling apart, just like how Arcadia Bay was just dead. So it kind of made sense, but I'm pretty sure that's the only connection with the first game in this one.
I'm pretty sure it might be the only connection.
Yeah, because I see no reason it should be that connected with the first game, other than that little moment there. So. But yeah, I definitely messed up when it was did you sacrifice Arcadia Bay? I was like, yes.
I don't know why I got froze up at there. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, what is this?
Right?
Because it asked it so weirdly.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just because we're both illiterate. But anyways, did you steal from the gas station?
What do you mean? When I knocked out the dude and stole the tent, or?
I stole that tent because I was like, "Fuck this guy."
Hell yeah! Okay, I stole the tent also, but no, I did not. No.
Okay, all right. Because I was like, this water is more money than this soda, so I'm gonna buy the soda and get these 2 hot dogs. And supposedly that wasn't
exactly what I did. Yeah.
That wasn't enough for goddamn Daniel.
Yeah, the boy wanted more.
I was like, all right, whatever.
I got him a hot dog and a chocolate bar, and that wasn't enough for him. I'm like, yo, what
bruh, I only got him a hot dog and soda. And when our character Sean, when he pulled all the shit out, I was like, dude, put the water away. We just stole that.
I know, right?
I was like, this guy's not thinking, or I can't control him or whatever. But and then the dickhead, goddamn owner comes out. He's like, you steal that? And
yeah, all right. So this is the scene that bothers me the most because he's like, "Hey, all right, I obviously didn't steal anything, and obviously he's just racist, and he probably saw your face on the newspaper." But I'm like, "Hey, I didn't steal anything," and my character. This is one of the moments in these games where I'm like, "All right, dude, just show him the receipt. I didn't steal anything. Look at it. Look at my backpack. I have nothing. I didn't steal anything." Obviously, he just wanted to capture you because he's racist and stuff. But still, I don't know why Sean was acting mad suspicious, even though he didn't steal anything. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. But at the same time, he's 16. He doesn't even know how to, talk to girls and all this other shit. So it's understandable, I guess. But I mean, I 100% stole shit. So I was like, fuck, dude. But when it gave me the choice to discuss, run, or hit him or whatever, I was like, yo, let's just talk about this.
That's what I did.
And then he said no, and then he just punched me in the gut. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, that whole scene with him in that closet and like how he like him and his brother just somehow got away. I was like, bro, they legit just left everything in there for them. Like the keys were right next to the door. They put him against a pipe that was like easily that you could just navigate throughout the room with. But I don't know, game logic again.
Yeah, it was mostly just game design. It's just like, hey, I'm just gonna leave my key here. It's like,
yeah, we gotta go and get these kids out somehow. The game can't end here. We got like 4 more episodes. So, but another thing was calling Lila back. So
yeah, I did that.
Okay, I also did that because I was like, look, this is my home girl. I'm not gonna leave her
right?
hanging.
I'm not gonna leave her. What the hell, dude?
I'm not gonna leave her hanging. Even if like she friend zoned me or whatever the fuck, we're just friends. I can't leave her behind. So I was like, and that's it. I could get it why some people didn't want to call because they might think that it's like wired or some shit or whatever. They're probably just like hella like sus about it. But I mean, that whole thing with like, hey, you're back online. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like 2016, right? So, are they like texting through Skype or something? So,
probably. I mean, they kept saying Skype, so
yeah.
I guess that was. I mean, yeah, that's when Discord started coming up. I mean, even before then, but whatever. They're behind the times,
But yeah.
And I think that's the scene where he freaks out too, the Daniel.
Yes, when you go and get his soda, and then he flips out because he sees his dad on the TV, which I 100%. Knew that was gonna happen. I was like, look.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I was like, oh no, he wants to watch TV. The news is gonna come on, and then it's over. And then it happened right when we left the room, and I was like, God damn it. So.
Yeah, and then he like freaked out, and you could see his powers is like telekinesis, I guess. Like he's just like freaking poltergeist in there, just moving all the objects around. And then it ends there. Basically, they get a ticket to like the bus going down Southmore, and it ends there.
Yeah.
It was a really long episode, and honestly, not too much really happened. I mean, like, honestly, obviously the dad got shot and then the guy run. But it's mostly just a story of they just got to go down to Mexico to whatever it's called, Porto, whatever.
I forget.
Basically, the whole plot of this game is, after their father got shot, they had to travel down from, or where are they, Oregon? They go
Seattle.
all the way down. Yeah, Seattle. Yeah, then Seattle, and they go all the way down to Mexico. Basically, so it's like a reverse cross the border situation where they want to go into Mexico, not the other way around. So I mean, I honestly don't know where the story's gonna go. It's not like Life is Strange 1 where you kind of predict what's gonna happen.
Because it's high school bullshit.
It's high school bullshit, and it's like murder mystery quote
sort
unquote,
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he not raped them, even though it's kind of suggested that whatever, whatever. But basically, it's more easy to predict what was going to happen in the first game than this one because I have no idea where this game is going, and I'm pretty excited. The preview showed like sort of like a snowy area, so I guess that's where we're going to get the connection to
Captain Sparkles.
Yeah, or Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit. My bad.
Yeah, I always get confused. I was about to say Captain Sparkles too, but that's a
YouTuber.
Whoops. Yeah. So that's, and I guess he's going around how he uses powers more. So hopefully that opens up more interesting gameplay. Because one thing I didn't miss in this game was the time travel. Obviously, it has some like game mechanic with the powers. So hopefully they do something with Daniel where you could, interact with stuff with the telekinesis and stuff like that. So that would be cool.
Yeah, like tell him what to do.
Yeah.
In a way.
Like,
so.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else? The game itself, like how it played, it runs pretty smooth.
It does run pretty smooth. I hated that motion blur like at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
But besides that, no, it runs really good. I think the lip syncing got better because in the first game it was really bad.
What Donut did was something that Telltale didn't do, was adapt and got better. So
they actually upgraded their engine. Look at that. It's not that hard, Telltale.
Yeah.
But I think the game looks great because when we were playing through Before the Storm, you could obviously see the age of that engine already. It's like, okay, it kind of looks a little crusty now. And the lip syncing is like really not good, but with this one it fixed a lot of things, so that's great. Overall, I think the environments look really nice. Like the campground is very nice to look at. and just seeing the wilderness and stuff like that. It was all very nice to look at. Also, just the different scenery in general. It was something we didn't really get to see in Life is Strange 1 because we're mostly just stuck in Arcadia Bay. In this game, we're just seeing a whole bunch of different locations, so it's really nice to see the art team really,
go
show
out
what
there.
they could do. Yeah, it's a very nice looking game.
Yep.
But overall, I'm really excited to see where it goes, and I can't wait for the next episode. So yeah.
Same here. I dropped $40 this morning on it. So
yeah, it also is a pretty pricey game. But if the episodes are gonna be as long as this one was about 3 hours for me. I don't know
same.
how long for you. Yeah. So if the episodes are gonna be usually this long, I don't know if they are, because usually the first episodes are always pretty long. But if they are gonna be this long, I don't really mind paying that much. But it's still pretty pricey for a episodic game like this with barely any replay value. So I don't know. We just gotta wait and see, I guess.
Yep. So far, so good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add, good sir?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, so thank you guys for listening to the Two Players Podcast once again, and we will see you guys 2 weeks from now with the next episode.
See you.